Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today we're going to talk about luxury European brands, such as like Dior, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes, being partially banned in India, as Annabelle Bronstein would say in Sex and the City. She comes from India. Now, Kim Cattrall as Samantha Jones as Annabelle Bronstein. Get with it, you guys! Sex of the City! Come on, anyway. So let's get to the details. This is really happening. I'm kind of shooketh. But also kind of really love the shade that India is throwing at European luxury brands. Not just European luxury brands, but mostly European luxury brands. And I'm kind of here for it. But let's get to the deets. First, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Get access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. superdacob all spelled together there as well for extra perks. Thank you to my members and patrons who already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week, so come join the fun. Come join the chats. Several articles, including businessstandard.com, are talking about foreign luxury shoes unable to expand footprint in India over BIS norms. The BIS norms being Bureau of Indian Standards. So, I think this went into effect July of 2023, but they voted on it already in 2021 or 2022. But it went in effect in July 2023. So basically, India is like, you know what, girl, we ain't having it, because all of these luxury fashion brands, they're very parasitic. Well, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. But you know how the luxury brands, especially European luxury brands, they love to find new markets with new opportunities to earn a ton of money. And they're ready to sell their soul to the devil for $1. So they're going to start catering to that particular group of people, to that particular part of the world where they want to conquer and colonize, modern type of colonization. So, when Russia had a ton of money, we're talking like a couple of decades ago, Chanel made their Paris Moscow collection and everything was catered to Russia. Then Russia didn't have the money anymore, but then like the Middle East, kicked in, then everything started. Then Chanel did the Paris Dubai collection. Everything was Middle East oriented. Now it's South Korea and Asia that is booming. Now everything is catered more to the Asian client. So the fashion houses are designing, more Asian styles. Well, now the next upcoming giant of economy is India. And so all of these luxury brands are popping up like mushrooms in India. They're opening up boutiques and they want to milk that cow for whatever it's worth. And yes, I know the cow is a holy animal in India. So that joke came out of the left field. But India is now like say, and we also know that the fashion world, not just the luxury fashion world, but also fast fashion, they have, been working with factories in India, Bangladesh, where like cottons are made, fabrics are made, embroideries are made. And a lot of the times the labor is really not very well paid, almost not paid at all. We're talking way below minimum wage. I mean, the situation is very precarious, to say the least. Now, imagine India's economy booming and growing and getting healthier, and now these luxury brands are all of a sudden, oh great, we're not just going to use and abuse the people working in India, but we're going to sell this shit to them too. Okay? Well, India says, well, hold it. Hold a minute. Hold it. India is like, no. This is not how it's going to go. Honey, boo-boo, cha. No. So the business of what's it called? The Bureau of Indian Standards. The Bureau of Indian Standards has come to the decision that they're not going to let this subpar quality of European luxury brands just sell their shoes in India. No, not gonna happen. So now India has issued this decree and this law that if European luxury brands want to sell their shoelets in India, they have to pass through rigorous tests that they have thus far failed. You guys, you guys. And I'm saying, you know what, more power to you, India, because remember when I unboxed the Rick Owens shoes a year ago and I wore them 6 times and they completely fell apart? Like, that's not luxury. That is terrible quality. And I'm like, I'm all with you, India, on this. So basically, what does a luxury brand have to do, if, or any brand from Europe want to do if they want to sell their shoes in India? They have to send a finalized sample, the finalized sample of the shoe to India, to this business of Indian, the Bureau, what's it called? Bureau of Indian Standards, the BIS, the BIS. They have to send it to the BIS, and the BIS then analyzes it. That takes weeks or months. Here's the twist. It's not enough that you just send one model. For every different color version and every different material change. So let's say you have one sneaker model and you make one in tweed, one in leather, and one in cotton, but it's still the same model. You got to send in all three. Each one has to be individually evaluated and given or not given the stamp of approval. So now, Mahora says Chanel should send one of their plastic chanclas. Oh my God. So now, this is so funny. European luxury brands, including Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior, continue to face hurdles in penetrating the Indian market over the center's call to apply mandatory Bureau of Indian Standards for imported footwear. Live Mint reported. So cumbersome process, they call it. Because the BIS check is cumbersome. This is hilarious because so wait, who says it? So one of these people reported, the Mint report, each time the sample must be sent, and every new material, the same design or not, will have to go for retesting before being exported to India. I don't know how this will be achieved, especially in the women's shoes category. A person associated with the matter told Mint, labeling the process cumbersome. This is so funny. Loving this concept, says Emotion Engine. Natasha says, I don't blame them. Indian brands' clothing is top tier. And not just that, but this is also giving me major vibes. You know when America issued like this extra controls on borders for Brazilian nationals flying into America to visit, they would have like a separate queue for immigration. They would be treated differently, subpar. They would wait in their own line, while the other people traveling from other countries would easily kind of pass through immigration. So then Brazil then said, okay, we can do that. So Brazil then made a special queue just for Americans coming to Brazil and treated them also two can play at this game. You know what I mean? Oh my God, that was so hilarious. So now India is like also being like, mm-mm. And you know what? Good for them, because I have only had shit experience with luxury branded shoes and I don't buy them anymore, because there's no reason to buy a luxury branded sneaker when you can actually go to a company that does sportswear and does the sneakers the way they should be made to help your foot, while many luxury brands make luxury sneakers that they think look good, but they're not actually good for your foot, allegedly. So I'm just saying, And so the luxury brands are saying like, hey, you have to lower your expectations with us. Like we can't like meet your demand in terms of like all these checks and control checks you want us to make. But then India responded, the center asks like, well, why don't you boost your quality instead? But they're also asking that to their domestic brands, which is really interesting because this request coincides with the center's repeated push to promote domestic goods and services in a bid to make India self-reliant. Notably, in January 2023, Union Minister Piyush Goyal urged the footwear industry to focus on quality and reduce import dependence to capture a larger share of the international market. And the quality control check move is also a bid to reduce counterfeit products while addressing about 100 industrialists engaged in manufacturing sports shoes in India. So what is really fascinating is that this makes sense to me. I'm all for it. I think India is doing great to do this. That they're not letting these brands bully them. You know, they're also like saying like, no, okay, so you're a luxury brand from Europe. So what? You're going to get a special extra pass? You're going to be able, you think we're going to let you do this because blah, blah, blah. No. You're going to stand in line just like everybody else, okay, Miss Thing? And you want to charge 20 times more for your crappy footwear and it doesn't even pass the test? No. Take several seats, better yourself, and then we can talk. I mean, I'm living. I don't know about you. Let me know your thoughts and prayers down below. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love and subscribe. Bye. Mwah.